welcome to another episode of Dope Chats with Stretch. I am Stretch, yours truly, your 6'6" phenomenon. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Here we go. Which member of Migos did not have a verse on their song Bad and Bougie?
No idea.
Come on.
I have no idea. I know the Migos had a song called Tasty. Stir Fry.
What up, everybody? How you feel? It is a Wednesday, hump day. You already know what it is. Yours truly, Stretch, your 6'6" phenomenon, coming at you with another dope edition of Dope Chats with Stretch. And I say this to myself every week. I need to update that intro because that's when I had hair. As you can see, I'm rocking, trying something new. We're gonna see if I can make it through the winter with this bald head. But if I can't, trust and believe those that hair will be back. It will be back. Anyway, man, I'm super excited tonight. I am had the honor of speaking with one of my good friends, man. We'll get into like how we met and all that good stuff like that. But she is a phenomenal artist, phenomenal woman, phenomenal wife, phenomenal mother. She is just doing big things, and I'm super excited to have this opportunity to sit and speak with her. So I would love for you all to please show your love, put your hands together for the incomparable, the talented Miss Reese Palmer. Reese Palmer, everybody.
Hi.
What's up? Oh man, look, see, Reese, I was getting all my stuff together and my computer froze on me.
Oh no!
And now here we go. Got to give you accolades. Reese Palmer.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh man, what's going on? How you feel?
I'm good. How are you?
All is well. I'm so thankful that we got an opportunity to chop it up. I know
Yes.
For mostly me for getting I was like, Reese, you ready to go this week? You're like, it's next week. I was like, oh, okay, my bad.
No, I would have fully done it. Like for everybody watching, like Stretch and I go back to like the very beginning of my career. And so anything for Selena's, anything for Stretch.
Thank you.
So I would have done it.
Thank you. Let's talk about. Let's actually go back to when we first met because for those who don't know, Reese is a country music artist.
Mm-hmm.
She is just super talented. And I remember when I was working at Yahoo, and our country music director at the time, Wendy Hermanson Geller. Let me get it correct. That's a good friend of mine. Shout out to Wendy. She's like,
Shout out to Wendy.
She's like, I got someone that just came across my desk and she's phenomenal. She's I like Wendy gets super excited about music, right? I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, you're gonna like her. I was like, well, what's up? And she's like, she's a country artist. I was like, well, Wendy, I'm doing R&B. You do the country. But she's like, no, she but she's
yeah, they didn't want to say it.
I'm like, okay, well, she's like, and she's coming up here. I got her to come up here. So I was like, cool. And then I remember when you came up and you did the, did the set for us. I was like, well, damn, she's dope. And so that's how, Reese and I met.
That's how we met.
Back in the day. What made you, want to become a country music artist?
I get asked that all the time, and I always have to be like, No, I grew up listening to everything.
Right.
My parents' record collection is crazy. We listen to gospel, we listen to R&B, we listen to pop, we listen to country. And so I'll be perfectly honest with you. I grew up loving country and wanting to write songs and all that stuff, but like I didn't think it was a viable path for me.
Right.
And I think that was because I didn't see anybody like me. And so it was my first managers, 2 Black women, actually, who were primarily doing like hip hop and R&B until we started working together. And we were working on my first demo. I was 17. It was the summer after I graduated high school.
Wow.
And right before I went to college, like literally maybe 2 weeks before I had to check in at school. And we were in New York and we were doing like this pop thing. And they asked me what I was always writing in my notebook. And I said, oh, these are my songs. and my poems and stuff. And so they were like, well, why don't you sing one for us? And so I sang one of the songs and I prefaced it with, okay, so look, this is a country song. And I said, and I wrote this for Reba McEntire because I was used to having to like kind of contextualize
Right.
or like semi apologize when I would tell people that I like country or that I knew a song or something like that, because everybody's always looking at you like, girl, what?
Right.
So I told them that and they looked at each other and then didn't say anything. And then I sang the song and they were like, Reese, that's a country song. And I said, yeah, I know. And they were like, and you sang it like a country song. And I was like, yeah, I know. And they were like, Reese, that's your thing.
Mm.
Like, that's your thing. Why didn't you tell us that you do this? And I was just like, well, I mean, I didn't think that it was something that y'all could do. And I didn't think that it was something that I could do.
Right.
And so they were the ones that were like, oh, hell no, this is what we're doing. And, you know, had I not had that push, I think I would have just been a fan.
Mm. That's crazy. Cause cause like you said, you listen to everything growing up as a kid, but you know, you kind of like, you know, I guess we're more attracted to the country side of things, but yet you did not have someone to look up to outside of, because when I think country music, you know, as far as Black folk is concerned, Charlie Pride. That's all I know. Charlie Pride and the, you know, what's the other dude's name?
Darius Rucker.
Darius Rucker. Yeah, that's all I know. And then I met you. I was like, I know 3 people.
3 of them. We got it.
I was like, we coming up, baby. We coming up. You know? Next thing you know, we're gonna be having some country Jordans. You know,
that's what's up.
That's what's up. Yeah, but that's wild though. And I think, to be honest with you, a lot of people don't understand that country music is the birth of blues. You know, and so therefore, Black folk created country music. I'm saying
unpopular truths, but yeah, we look. I say this all the time, and I'm gonna say it again. Right. I need to put it on a t-shirt. Country music is the most thoroughly American art form that there is outside of jazz.
Right.
And the reason I say that is because all of us, whether we were forced here or we came over here voluntarily, gave something that contributed to the sound of country music the way that it is today.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so it's absolutely ludicrous and an outright lie to pretend that we haven't been here since the beginning.
Yeah.
It's just really awesome marketing. And I don't mean awesome like, yay, that was good, but I mean like just really fantastic marketing that made us Black people think that we don't have a claim.
Right.
And made white people think that this is all theirs.
Yeah. You know, and when I listen to country, you know, I just wasn't a fan at first because it was just that, you know, my wife left me, the dog bit me, you know.
But what are old R&B songs? The same thing.
Wife left me. I can't. But you know, but it got a little. But you know,
but like, there's a beat.
There's a beat. You know what I'm saying? You know,
right.
Yeah, Mrs. Jones. Like, you know, we got
some swag. Yes.
Yeah. But so where do you see, I guess, as country has now, you know, become more, I guess, in a sense, because now there's different pockets of country. You got and I don't want to, you got your honky tonk. Do they still say that? Okay, you got your honky tonk, you know.
Honky tonk's okay.
Well,
today, now it's okay.
Like, yeah, for now, right.
You know.
But then you got like your country pop, you know, where it's more, it's very, you know, commercialized and it doesn't necessarily come across as, you know, I guess, quote unquote, country music, but
traditional, yeah,
traditional. So where do you see it elevating or even more or less growing over the next, you know, 10 years?
I'll be honest with you. I think that in 10 years, genres are not going to exist.
Right.
Because it's just going to be just a label that artists put on themselves, because musically everything is just kind of, I don't know if you listen to a top 40 station, but like it all sounds, it's hard to distinguish. Okay, is this supposed to be R&B or is this supposed to be
right?
So, and country is no exception because all the kids grew up the same way. This generation of new artists that are out in country are the kids that grew up with Apple Music and grew up with Spotify and
Right.
grew up with playlists that have DaBaby and George Strait on them.
Right. Right.
So there's no boundary as far as they're concerned. And like I see when I'm meeting people and I'm listening to the new music and stuff, like for example, I was in Napa last week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a special correspondent for the CMT Hot 20 Countdown. And so I was doing interviews with these artists. And after I was getting over the fact that like most of them were born when I was like getting my first publishing deal in Nashville, we'll talk about this another time. But anyway, once I got over the fact that I was like, oh, I could be your mom, or like I was looking at how they were dressed.
Right.
Everybody's got the big hoops like us. Everybody's got the door. Like there were several girls that I interviewed that had door knockers on,
What?
and like chains, and like the big gold Rolex, like the big gold watches, and like, and all kind. And it's like, that's hip hop.
Right. That's it.
That's Black culture.
Mm-hmm.
And it has permeated these kids from Texas and from North Carolina and South Carolina and all this. And so like that stuff doesn't matter to them.
Right. That's true.
And so, yeah, I think that, you know, there's artists like Norman North who does trap country. And he's touring right now as a young Black guy.
What?
And it's really cool. Like it's got pedal steel on it. It's got fiddle, but it's like trap.
Wow.
And he's rap singing. He's not like, it's not
right
sing-songy. It's very like Migos.
Okay.
And like that kind of thing.
Gotcha.
And then you've got, you know, Willie Jones, who is a country hip hop artist.
Mm-hmm.
Like he can sing country. Like he's got this great baritone voice, and you know he can sing "Baby Lock Them Doors" and like that kind of, and sounds. And he's from New Orleans,
Right.
Louisiana boy, but he can rap. Like he's got bars. He's got bars.
Wow.
And so
four boys.
Yeah, and then there's this kid named Breland.
Mm-hmm.
Who's phenomenal, and he's just had his one of his songs go platinum, and he did a remix with Sam Hunt, who's a country artist,
Mm-hmm.
and the thing's been streamed like 5 million times.
That's crazy.
And he does everything. He can sing country, he can sing gospel, he can sing, like he does runs and all of this. And like tonight he's performing on the CMAs with Dierks Bentley.
Wow.
So it's just like all over the place. And I think, you know, people that are used to, people from my generation, our generation, see, you know, we see very distinct lines
right
with music, whereas these younger kids, they don't see that.
Yeah.
So I think it's headed in that direction.
And it's dope because you just schooled me first and foremost, and I'm sure you schooled some everybody who's listening and watching on some names that we may not have been, you know, pretty savvy to, in the sense of like, okay, so who's the next big Black country artist, right? But you know, I think ideally it'd be dope where we don't even have to say the next Black, just say the next big country artist. But do you think there's, you know, that unforeseen or that's still that block where, you know, certain folk don't want to see us shine in their quote unquote genre?
That's a great question. I think that faction of people exists.
Right.
But I will say, I think that the overwhelming majority of the audience doesn't care.
Right.
I think that they're just like, play me something good.
Yeah.
Play me something that I'm excited about.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more gatekeeping than anything. I think people are trying to, in the business, in the industry, are trying to sanitize for the audience protection.
Mm-hmm.
And they're overcorrecting,
right,
or overprotecting, and I think that's the problem. I don't think it's the audience, because I have met, especially like the young audience, because again, I don't think they care. I think they're just like, is it a bop? Can I dance to it?
Mm-hmm.
And as evidenced by how well artists of color do on streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's where everybody dominates. It's not on terrestrial radio. And so I think that there's something to that. And I think what that something is like this gatekeeping and this overthinking that the industry will tend to do, because they think, oh, well, just like with everything, just like with politics, we always, for some reason, we aim for the lowest common denominator.
Right.
And not like the masses. Like we don't do it for everybody or for most people, for the majority. We are always aiming for that minority. And I don't know why we do that.
And it's funny because it'll make me think about like this ain't your mama, this ain't your grandmama's country.
Right.
Like
no, it's not.
Hey,
no, it ain't.
This ain't hee haw.
No, hee haw would look very different today.
Hee haw was. I used to watch hee haw as a child.
I did too.
Yeah, I was like, why am I watching this? It's
it's like it's kind of funny.
It's kind of funny, but
a little bit.
I'll rock with it. It's all good. It's cool though because like I like to see, and you mentioned it with the award show that's going on tonight. In the sense of how they always, I'm gonna say always, but they try to marry the different genres together. Like I think it was a couple years ago. Who was it? With like Beyonce was on the scene.
Yeah, Beyonce was with the Dixie Chicks.
Yeah,
or the Chicks. Excuse me.
Yeah, the Chicks. Got to be politically correct now. Yeah. Or what's the other group that changed their name just to the A? Lady Antebellum. Yeah, you can't say that no more. Was it just Lady?
It's Lady A. They took a black woman's name. I'm just like, what are the odds that you change your name from one thing to try to be anti-racist and then you end up taking a black lady? I don't know.
Hey, let me tell you something. Ain't the first, ain't gonna be the last.
I'm just saying, I was just like, damn, that's a PR nightmare.
Man, full of indigenous people that we're gonna
right
anyway.
Right.
Another story for another time.
That's another story for another time.
But but going back to like, it's how you see a lot of the different genres marrying together. And I think that kind of speaks to what you were speaking about earlier, where there is no set genre with anybody anymore. It's just like, I'm gonna just make some music, and I know somebody gonna bang to it, like Lil Nas X. When I first came, I was like, this ain't really hip hop, but you're riding the hip hop wave to make what is more or less pop music with a little bang to it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So despite whatever you want to say about the kid, I think he definitely has a good sense of marketing, right? And he knows how to.
Oh my gosh,
he knows how to.
They're gonna write books about him, like the music business books, because it's regardless of what you think about him or what you think about the music.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anybody that has dominated the conversation more than he has,
right?
In terms of music this year, like he just has. I can think of one other story in music that has caused as many think pieces as Lil Nas X, and that's Morgan Wallen in country music. But other than that, there hasn't been anybody else that's been talked about like that.
Right. Because it's like when he first came out, it's like he's supposed to. He was, I guess, coined as a country hip hop artist, right? Because he had that.
Yeah, and I don't, and that's not what he is, but he did a country song. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he rode that wave. I was like, smart man, because you got that audience that's gonna rock with you when you flip your stuff up. Now I don't know if they stuck with him when he was giving the devil a lap dance or got pregnant. I'm just saying, it's a lot. That's a lot. Like I said, it ain't your grandma's country.
Listen, Lil Nas X does the most.
Conway Twitty wouldn't be banging that.
No.
Oh man, but he found the lane, and it's pretty.
I think he created a lane. Actually, I don't think there was anybody in that lane.
Yeah, he created his own lane. So out of cats that are out right now, as far and including yourself, who do you see will be like that next, like just hit
big star?
Yeah.
Well, I think Willie. Willie has a special place in my heart. I just think he's precious, and he's also a fellow Apple Music host.
Okay.
Me and I just like his attitude, and I like I like him just coming in and he just doesn't care.
Right.
He does it with a smile, and I think that he's charming enough to disarm people and to make it. And so I think that he's got a really bright future.
Mhm.
And there's a young lady actually that is I'm trying not to name usual suspects because everybody would say like Brittany Spencer, and she's awesome. And
Mhm.
she's having a big moment, and she's going to be performing tonight at the CMA as well. There is a girl, she signed to Big Machine. Her name is Tiara.
Hmm.
And I think she looks like baby Donna Summers.
For real?
And yeah, she's gorgeous. And she's young and she writes all her stuff, and she's just very fun, and she's got a radio. She's another fellow Apple Music radio host. You see a trend with what Apple did?
Yeah.
But
Apple, yeah,
they didn't leave any money on the table. Anyway, I think Tiara, I think she's got a really good shot.
Yeah, because if correct me if I'm wrong, but I had heard that K Michelle was supposed to be making a country album.
She is.
Wow. She said that was a dream of hers to make a country.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She's currently in Nashville. Like she's currently in Nashville writing and recording. Mm-hmm.
That'd be awesome. I like to hear. I think that'd be interesting. I mean, because
Monica did an Americana album.
Yeah, that's true. That is
true. It's coming in next year.
That's gonna be interesting. But I mean, it's singing. You know what I mean? At the end of the day,
it's singing.
It's singing.
It's singing and writing.
Yeah. If you can sing, you're gonna have something going for you. If you can write, now that pen game, if you got a good pen game,
the pen game, I think, will take you a lot farther.
Yeah, the pen game gonna take you a lot farther because it's a lot more stakes that you have at the table. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's crazy. Maybe I should write me a country song.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, Stretch. You can do it. You writing books and all that. You can write.
That's true.
You can write a country song.
Wife left me, took all my cigars and my birthday.
And now I'm a vegan.
Now I'm a vegan. Yeah. So, man, my life went downhill. Crazy. But speaking of Apple Music, let's talk about that. How did you get down with jumping into like my field of doing radio? How did that happen?
So it was never part of my initial plan ever to be on the other side of the microphone. It just wasn't. Right. Not that there's anything, I didn't think anything was wrong with it. I just was like, that's not my thing. Like singing is my thing. I'm an artist. This is my thing. So it started a while ago. So what had happened was my very best friend has been telling me for years that I need to do a show.
Okay.
And talk about history, music history, and talk to these artists and all this stuff. And I was just like, nobody's going to want to listen to me talk about this. I was like, you barely want to listen to me talk about this. She was like, true. But she was just like, I just think that this is something you talk about it all the time. I think this is something you're passionate about. So like she used to send me, like drop me hints and stuff all the time. And I was just like, whatever, I don't have time for that. So 2019 ends, 2020 begins, and then the pandemic happens. And so I'm in my house and all my gigs are canceled. My my oldest child is home from school, and my baby, I have a little baby. So I'm like, all right, what am I going to do? And then all the stuff started happening. Like it was Sandra Bland was the first thing. I'm sorry, not Sandra Bland. Lord, there've been so many.
Breonna Taylor?
Breonna Taylor, thank you. Breonna Taylor happened, and then Ahmaud Arbery happened. This is even before George Floyd.
Yeah.
And so everybody starts asking all these questions, these racial reckoning questions, and we're all, America is suddenly self-aware.
I'm an ally.
And I notice in all the pieces that they're talking about country music, they only mention the same 5 artists all the time. And I'm like, people are gonna think that this is where country music, like it started with Charlie Pride and it ends with Mickey Guyton. And I'm like, that's not true.
Right.
And so I was asked to be in an interview to talk about Linda Martell, who is the first Black woman to ever play the Grand Ole Opry. And to this day is the highest charting Black female artist in country music in Billboard country charts history. And that was in 1968.
So she was the first woman to perform at the Grand Ole Opry in 1968.
And has the highest chart position.
Wow.
Of any Black female since then. And that was in 1968.
Drop them gems, Reese.
So 2020 marked the 50th anniversary of her album, Color Me Country. And I was in this interview and I'm sitting there and I'm talking and I'm thinking about all this stuff. And I'm like, there needs to be a show about this. Someone needs to do like the living history of all this stuff. So we don't lose this history. And so I just started calling people that were my friends, like a lot of the artists I'm actually friends with.
Right.
And then I started researching on Instagram and finding people, and I would get in people's inbox. And I'm like, you may or may not know who I am, but I want to talk to you. And I just started doing these interviews. By June of 2020, I had done 24 interviews.
Wow.
And I was ready to put it out myself. And a good friend of mine, also a fellow Apple Music host, I didn't know this at the time, had a podcast and asked me to be on the podcast. And Kelly McCartney is this person's name. And so I told Kelly about the show, what I was about to do. And Kelly was like, okay, didn't say anything, real sneaky. Next day, I get an email saying some friends of mine are going to email you. Check your email. And I was like, okay, who are your friends? And then the next thing I know, I got an Apple Music email with an NDA in it and a request to have a meeting. So of course I signed the NDA. And then I take the meeting and they want the show. And they let me have control. And I have editorial control over the show. I'm an executive producer over the show. And they were just like, just do your thing.
That's dope.
So in August of 2020, we debuted the show. And that is how it happened.
See, you know what I'm saying? You rising queen, you know what I mean? You can't hold nobody down. That's dope. That's really,
Thank you.
That is really dope.
But you know what though? The thing that I learned from this is like to always do the things that scare you.
Facts.
Because had I not stepped out and I just continued to assume that nobody but me cared about this stuff, I wouldn't have done it.
Facts.
And then none of the things that have happened as a result of me doing it would have happened.
But, you know, it goes to show you that, you know, sometimes when you take that giant leap of faith, that you never know what's around the corner for you. But you just just do it because
just do it.
Yeah, like Nike, because it's a passion of yours and it's something that you wholeheartedly believe in, and that you know that there is an audience out there who wants to know these facts and who deserve to know these facts. You know, whether they're Black, yellow, Puerto Rican, or Haitian. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
we need to know these things because, like you said, that's knowledge that we don't want to see get lost or altered or whatever the case may be.
Well, and then too, I was saying this to somebody earlier. One of my favorite movies is Coco, the Disney movie. Yeah. And one of the things I loved about it is because I know it's a kid's movie, but the message that I got was like, if you don't say someone's name, if you don't talk about them, if you don't remember them and acknowledge them, they disappear. And people don't deserve that. And there's so much history. There's so many artists. There's so many stories that are important and that teach us lessons and that we can gain a lot of strength and inspiration from. Yeah. And if we don't talk about it now, it's gone. My children won't know about that.
Yeah.
And so like Linda Martell, you know, she's an older woman now and she's got grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And, you know, she could have very easily died before anybody gave a damn.
Right.
So I'm really glad that she's able to see this, but I think everybody should get to have their flowers while they can still smell them.
Have you had her on the show yet?
I have not, but I've had her granddaughter.
Okay.
And I'm sharing an exclusive with you. I'm actually going to go meet her soon.
Oh, word?
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited.
That's dope. Are you going to record some content with her while you're there?
Perhaps.
Okay. Yeah. I don't want to get all up in your biz, but
there may be something, I don't know, at the end of this year, maybe my last episode.
Okay, that's dope. Shout outs to that. That's I will make sure I check that out for sure. And speaking of your show, when can folks check you out?
I'm on Sundays, every other Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
And you can listen live. You don't have to have an Apple Music subscription if you listen live.
Okay.
So like I was off this past Sunday, but I'm on this coming Sunday.
Okay, cool. That's what's up. What's who do you have on this upcoming show?
That's a great question. What is the show? It's an awesome question. Thank you for asking. No, this coming episode, I had to remember, is about Black country music content.
Okay.
And how there is a new crop of websites and blogs and podcasts and TikTok accounts that are completely dedicated to country music, and they're all from people of color.
That's crazy. Are you on TikTok?
I was on TikTok for a week.
That's one platform I can't
get into it. My 10-year-old TikToks. Yeah. And I tried to get her to teach me how to TikTok. And it went about as well as you would think a 10-year-old teaching her mama how to do the TikTok. TikTok.
Them kids ain't got no patience. And we don't have patience. So when you're an adult with a child who don't have no patience, this is going to be a disaster. Like,
no, I even told people to follow me, and then I wrote back, I put on Instagram. I'm like, I'm sorry, it's gone. Grand opening, grand closing.
Yeah, Chris Rock style. Like I was like, oh, I got to do the TikTok. Like when I first started working on the book, and when I released the book, I was like, oh, I gotta get a TikTok. I was like, boom, 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 be ticking them, be talking, But, and then I realized I don't want to tick, and I don't
want to tick nor talk.
No, I don't want to do none of it. Like I barely like Instagram,
I like Instagram. I like Twitter better, but
I love Twitter. And see, that's the thing. I neglected my Twitter when I started getting into the IG. But then I was like, I gotta get back to my Twitter. But see, on Twitter, I'm a little bit more, I'm militant, I'm just like, I'm very vocal on things. And yeah, and I see things, especially when I watch a certain network, sports network, which shall rename nameless ESPN. And I see certain people in there, I'll be like, man, I'll be blowing them up. Yeah. And I think for the most part, but there was some things I was up for, just like trying to get some gigs, and I'm sure they looked at my Twitter. It's like, no. Yeah, they're like, nah. We don't. That's okay. No.
I think we're good. They're like, you seem angry.
Yeah. And the funny thing about that is I remember back when I was working at Yahoo, and my colleague Billy, another brother up there, he was like, oh man, he's like, I already know when Bam is on his way. I was like, who the hell is Bam? He said, you, Black angry man. He's like, I see it in your face, because we be sitting in meetings and they say something that it's some bullshit, but yeah, you're like, because I couldn't hide my facial expressions back then. He's like, Bam is on the way. I was like, oh, thank you, Billy, for telling me that, because now I
appreciate you.
Gotta hide. It's
crazy. Right, get your fix your face. Right.
Yeah. Just like your mom used to say, fix your face.
Yeah. Fix your face.
Fix your face. But that's crazy though. But anyway, I can't text and I can't talk. But one thing I'm trying to do the best, do more of, and try to learn is reels. Right. Everybody's reeling. It's like, it's so much. It's just too much to.
It's too much.
Once you get to a certain age, I'm just like, man, can we just Can't I just post? And-
Listen, oh, I'm like, I need a Jitterbug social media. Like, you know how Jitterbug only has like 2 buttons?
right.
It's like the police and your children, your adult children. Like, I need that for social media. Like 2 buttons, post and block. Like, that's all I need. I don't want to do anything else.
It's crazy because, like, you know, now I'm sure you probably noticed too. Like, you know, Instagram has worked on their algorithm now to not even, if you taking photos, they be like, man, we ain't even gonna show these people these photos. They want video.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't have time to,
Who does that?
to create that, you know. But you got people who, you know, been working from home for the past year. They're like, I'm in a meeting. I'm putting on mute because somebody's at the door. They're ticking and talking.
Talking and right. I don't,
It's crazy, but it's all good though. All good. So look, what you got coming down the pike? What's up? New music on the way?
I am working on music. I'm working on a new album.
All right.
I am also, you know, forever working on the show.
Okay.
And I'm working with CMT.
Okay.
And I love working with them. It's been a really great experience being on camera. I didn't realize how much I was going to enjoy talking and asking people questions and stuff.
I'm telling you, it's easy. It's good stuff.
It's good. It's good. I'm sold. So I really like working with them. I have some other projects that are kind of doing some executive producing on some things that I'm actually really excited about. And I'm trying to expand the brand of Color Me Country. And I'm turning it into, like, we're going to be, I mean, it's going to be announced in a couple of weeks. So I'll give you a hint. I've been invited to curate a stage at a major festival in Europe.
Okay.
And so we're going to be announcing that in a couple weeks.
That's dope.
And so I'm trying to get funding. By the way, you know, if anybody wants to trying to get funding
page, hit that GoFundMe page
to send all these artists. And I'm running my artist grant fund.
That's what's up.
And we just partnered with Newport Folk Festival, and they're administrating it. So it's a lot of really great stuff. Like I'm very excited.
That's what's up. I'm glad you cleared that up because I thought you said you partnered with Newports. I'm like, say Newports.
I mean, Black people like Newports though. But no, we're not.
What are you doing right here? Looking pride and smoking this Newport.
Nothing says Southern Black people like menthols.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
Oh, unfiltered. Oh man, crazy. That's wild, but that's dope though. That's dope. Have you ever thought about writing a book?
I have been asked about like writing some of my story, and maybe.
You know, and I'm gonna give you this. This is you know, a dope idea. I'm gonna give it to you, and I'm gonna let you run with it.
Okay.
You should do a children's book based off of you, as you know, your younger you, but younger you as a country artist, right? And just write a book based off of that, or write books based off of that, because now you got two you got 2 daughters, and then they can see themselves within.
That's true.
Yeah, so
that's actually not a bad idea.
You can take that. You know what I'm saying? Stretch hooked you up. Just
I appreciate that.
Acknowledge me. Just acknowledge me inside the book.
Of course. Without Stretch, this would not happen. Yeah. No, actually, that's a great idea.
Yeah, because you know, children's books are like huge right now, especially Black children's book. You know what I'm saying? Because
this is true.
I when I first started doing the dope chats during the pandemic, I was always talking to like other, you know, fellow creatives, a lot of fellow authors, but mostly like children's authors, and I found inspiration, in them, because they're creating these stories that need to be told, or for our you know, I'm gonna use some Wu-Tang lingo, for our seeds to be able to see themselves in those stories outside of like, the Judith Bloom, things like when
Yeah. The things we grew up with.
yeah, I'm like, well, where the black people at? Black people got freckles. Hell, I got them. But in that world in the 80s, we didn't have that.
We didn't have that.
So
that's true.
Yeah, it's good to see the insurgence of these multiple storytellers that are putting out really dope content for kids of color to read. So
No, it's a fabulous idea, and you're exactly right.
Thank you, Reese. See,
you're right.
More people like you told me,
telling you that you're right.
Yeah, the world would be a better place.
That's what you need.
Yeah, that's why my ass is single, because nobody want to tell me I'm right. I just want somebody to say, you know what, Stretch?
Damn right.
Right. And then everything will be good. That's all good. So, you're tuned in to Dope Chats with Stretch. And tonight I'm talking with Reese Palmer. Of course, she is a bona fide superstar country artist. She is a television host for CMT. She's a radio personality for Apple Country Music. And now, soon to be on your bookshelves, a children's author.
Right.
So, this is my favorite part of the show, Reese. This is where I like to dig deep. We're going to play a game called...
Right. Let's go.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, damn. Well, hold on. This is when you try to be having everything right and it just don't work.
And it doesn't work. That's fine. That music works. That's work. It's popping.
There's always something. There's a little game we like to play. Questions from the hat. All right. Jeez. Thank you for those who just sat there and watched me go through that for 30 seconds. All right, here we go.
It's all good.
First question. Are you a beer or wine lady?
I guess I'm a wine lady.
What's your favorite wine? Are you a red or a white?
I'm a red. I like Malbec.
Come on now. Me too.
I love Malbec.
Good Malbec. A good cab.
I like Tempranillos too. Tempranillos are good.
Oh, see, the bars right there. When I was in Puerto Rico, I bought 3 bottles of Tempranillos, and I got some right over there because I love red wine for some reason. I'm not a fan of whites. But
yeah, I'm not either.
Yeah,
it's not really my thing.
I was about to say something. My mind was gonna go another, but I can't let people gonna be like, he's so militant. He's too militant. All right, here we go. Name one thing a person should never talk about on a first date. But nowadays, it seems like you got to ask all these questions up front because
I was just about to say, okay, look, so I'm speaking as a married person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anything should be off limits on a first date. And I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because you can save yourself a lot of heartache,
money,
and a lot of drama,
time,
and all of that. If you just get to so what do you think about God?
That's true.
Or what do you think about politics? Mm-hmm. Because then it's like, because I don't want to be 5 years, I don't want to be a year down the road in love with you and wearing your hoodie. And then next thing you know, like you're a Nazi or something like, like I don't want to, like, you know what I mean? Like you an atheist Nazi. I don't know that I want to like, and I love Jesus and like all, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't like, you just want to know what you're getting.
No, absolutely.
So I think you should talk.
Good point. An atheist Nazi. Who would have thought? You know what I'm saying?
Who doesn't like his mama? Like, we
like
can't work together. Like this isn't good.
Okay. And smoke menthols.
Right.
What was your first concert you ever attended?
First concert I ever attended. Oh, the Jackson Victory Tour. Word?
You saw that? Damn.
I was very little.
That was 1980.
I think I may have been like 2.
Wow.
Or 3.
Damn.
I was tiny. They played.
You got pictures? Huh? You got pictures?
At my parents' house somewhere.
That's
like of
crazy.
me sitting on my dad's shoulder.
Oh man, Mike was like dancing, dancing.
Yeah, you know, that was one of my favorite memes that I have seen on the internet is Marlon and Michael having a dance off.
Right.
And Michael does his thing, and then Marlon comes over and does his thing, and like he won't stop doing it. And so Michael's pissed. And, like you can see Michael's mad. It's my favorite thing.
And Marlon was like, listen, y'all
He
have
was
been here playing these
feeling it.
shows for years. I got to show out.
I got moves. But like it was the look on his face though, like he's like it was just it was so
he was in it for
he was
real.
feeling it. And
Yeah.
Michael kept going like he was looking at his watch. It was great.
Oh, can you feel it? Can you
It's
feel it?
amazing.
Oh man. Oh, here's a good question. Would a person's weight change the dynamic of the relationship?
How much weight?
We're talking weight, like kilos.
Oh, damn. I mean, no, if we've been together and I love you, no, but because you know, weight happens.
Yeah.
I would mainly just want to be like, what's going on? Because like if you weren't that big in the beginning and then you got to be that big, I'm just like, I'm curious. Are you good? Like,
what if they blamed you? They said,
oh, it's my fault.
Yeah. They're like,
Oh, then we don't need to be together anymore. If I'm making you gain a whole bunch of weight, then like,
no, not just because, not because of the personality. Is like, well, you made this smothered. You know what I'm saying? You put this,
oh,
you know, they try and say you're cooking.
oh,
Yeah. See?
they can't really say that about me though, because I'm like, I cook. I'm very healthy.
Good. Well,
vegan-esque, like that kind of stuff. Okay. So no, I would just, I mean, it wouldn't make me stop loving you or make me want to leave. I would just mainly want to know like what, you know, what
the deal is.
What's going on? You good?
Yeah. Good.
If you happy and just then we can rock. That's fine.
You guys, you love having sleep apnea. Go on, player.
I didn't say that. He said that. I didn't say that. You stop.
Okay, my bad. Okay. All right. Last question. What advice would you give someone who wants to start in the biz?
I think the best advice that I could ever give anybody is like, what are your motivations? Mm-hmm. Do you want to be a musician or you want to be famous? Because those are two different things.
That's a good point.
And require two different focuses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think musicians' careers last longer than those who want to be famous?
Yes.
Yeah. Because I think a musician is a person who is doing it for the love of said, you know, whatever it is that they do. If they play the tambourine, they're gonna be the best tambourine player in the business. You know, because it's
the thing, yeah.
Go ahead.
No. I'm sorry. Finish your thought.
No, because it takes me back because I was watching this documentary on HBO the other night about Tina Turner, and like her story, it dug so much deeper than what you get out of what's love got to do with it. But she was just Ike, of course, was this mastermind who wanted control, but he was a genius, musical genius. But Tina was above that. Like she helped elevate him with his artistry. But I guess when she hit like a certain point outside of the the relationship, which was horrible, of course. But as far as a talent, she hit a peak. She's like, okay, ain't but so much I can do with this brother. You know what I mean? It's more for me out there. And I think like she understood the artistry aspect of it, but she also was an artist who just happened to become, a big time musician. But I think she never fell out of that artistry aspect of it. Like it's a really dope documentary if you get a chance.
It's a great documentary. Like everybody should watch it. I think that artists last longer. I think that musicians last longer because the focus is the art.
Right.
And also you can work when you're a musician, you can work in any aspect of the business
Mm-hmm.
and be happy.
Mm-hmm.
But if spotlight is what you want, that's a different thing.
Yeah. And I think some people we lose or they lose themselves chasing the spotlight.
Yeah.
Because once that spotlight is gone,
It's kind of it's one of those, it's like an addiction.
Mhm.
Like an addiction that you can never feed.
Yeah.
Completely. Like you can't satisfy it and you can't make it stop because you're always going to be chasing after it because there's always going to be somebody new.
Mhm.
There's always going to be something else, some other story. And so like you can't be famous forever.
Right.
Like just look at all of our icons. Like everybody, people think about like Michael Jackson, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Remember him a lot differently than he was treated in the way that he was perceived towards the end of his life.
Yeah.
And we forget that because we're kind of canonizing him as a dead person, but like even his records didn't sell like they were selling before, and so it happens to it's inevitable.
Yeah. Blood on the Dance Floor is a prime example. I said, Mike, what the hell is this?
What is this?
I'm like, what is this?
Sir, what is this?
I'm like, Blood on the Dance Floor. I was like, oh well, whatever. Yeah.
What even is this? Yeah, it's yeah.
We all have them. We all have them.
We all have a moment.
We all do. We all do. But that's what's up. But you know what, Reese? I thank you so much for taking time
Thanks for having me.
Being up on this piece with your boy. And for those out there, please make sure that you support Reese Palmer. Make sure you follow Reese Palmer. And Reese, the floor is yours to let everyone know where they can follow you and how they can stay in touch.
Absolutely. You can go to Reese Palmer Music. That is the nucleus of everything. And all my little offshoots and all my projects are all there. Mm-hmm. You can also go to colormecountry.com to find out more about the show, to hear old episodes, and to see what's going on. And I'm on all the socials except for TikTok. I don't do that. But Reese Palmer Music. Yeah, on all the socials, just straight across Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook sometimes.
And where can they get you on Apple Country Music? Yes,
and you can go to Apple Music Country every other Sunday. I know it's inverted, but every other Sunday. So this Sunday coming up, from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. Color Me Country Radio with Reese Palmer.
Word up. Next time you're gonna be on CMT?
Oh, this weekend. Actually, they're gonna air all the interviews that I did in Napa last week. So I'm all over Hot 20 Countdown this weekend. So if you would like more of me with makeup, because today I came au natural. But if you want to see like fully coiffed and painted, then you want to see Jude.
You're fine. It's like that. It's like that. I saw now on the I guess it's one of those apps on the Ticks and the Talks where they be like, this app will show your face if it was 100% perfect. I'm like, then it'd be like, oh, hold on, let me do that. like, wait a minute, it make no sense. But whatever. But yeah, you're fine. It's all good. There it is.
So yeah, so that's do that.
So who's number one on the countdown?
I can't tell you that.
I
can't say that.
It's Lady A. That's right.
Which one?
Yeah, I forgot. Boom. Oh man. But hey, thanks again, Reese. I had so much fun. I look forward
to having me.
Next time you in the area, because I think last time I saw you was when you was performing at the
yeah. That's right. Well, actually, I will be back. I'll be back next year.
Okay, bet. So I'll make sure we get up and
yes.
Thank you again, my friend. Much love to you. Continued success. Tell the hubby, tell the babies I said what's up, and we'll do it again very soon. All right.
Yes, let's.
All right, bet. Ladies and gentlemen, please show some love for my girl Reese Palmer, as she is just a phenomenal person, and I'm looking forward to catching up with her. And as you should do the same as well. Make sure you follow her and make sure you check her out on all her platforms. All right, well, that does it for me. I am out of this piece. I'll be back next week with another dope episode of Dope Chats with Stretch. Don't forget, you can follow me on Instagram at StretchG and also at DopeSense76 Media. But also, don't forget to pick up Last Request, the novel. That is yours truly. That's my book. A dope romantic comedy. A great book for you to indulge yourself in over a weekend. Okay? Really simple. All right. But in the meantime, stay blessed, be loved, and we'll do it again next week. Peace.